Hey everyone, here's how to optimize your Amazon merch on demand workflow for not only getting sales and profitability, but also getting it done quickly, and so that you can focus on spending time with family, the things that matter to you, and of course, growing your business. So I'm gonna start in Creative Fabrica to find our graphics. You can find a link below for that, but essentially I can use any of the graphics on here. I'm gonna navigate to print on demand assets, and I can upload these to Amazon Merch on Demand. So Halloween is going to be coming up quickly. Let's look at this retro Halloween bundle here. I'm going to go ahead and download this. It's going to include a bundle of about 20 designs that I can use on Amazon Merch on Demand. So I'm going to go ahead and download this. And then I'm also going to navigate down here to the actual designer. So this is a tip that I don't really see many people talking about, right? This bundle here is trending, and there are a lot of people maybe who are going to download it and potentially use it on different parts of the internet. But if you go to all of the other things that this artist has done, and you can actually follow the designer and be notified whenever they put out new assets. So this looks like a new bundle right here that not many other people are tapping into. So let's also download this bundle. So that's Creative Fabrica, essentially for $5 a month with the link below. You can download any graphics, use them commercially, and copyright free, trademark free. You won't have any problems. Love Creative Fabrica. Highly recommend it if you're trying to increase the amount of listings that you create. And also the quality of the graphics are incredibly good. So zooming in here and looking at some of these graphics here, they're extremely high quality. A lot of these designs, it would take me a long time to actually make these myself. So I am more than happy to find designers and artists who do this for a living, pay $5 a month to Creative Fabrica, and then be able to use these designs commercially, put them on hoodies, put them on t-shirts, whether it be merch by Amazon or Etsy, TeePublic, anywhere else that I could use these designs. Creative Fabrica has me covered. So the next part that we need to talk about is actually resizing these to be the right size for merch by Amazon. So I'm going to use a free tool called Photopia. For merch by Amazon, you're going to want to create a new project, size it for a 4500 width, a 5400 height, and we want to rename the actual file to be similar to what we're going to be listing. So in this case, it's going to be a retro Halloween witch design. We're going to click create. The next thing that we would need to do is actually grab our design from the zipped bundle that we downloaded from Creative Fabrica. So let's go ahead and grab that now. So once you actually uncompress the bundle file, the zip file from Creative Fabrica, you'll be left with these designs. Sometimes you'll get a designer or an artist who is considerate and they've already resized it for the size we need to be. We'll see if that's the case this time. No. So see how once we dragged it over to Photopia, it actually is really small compared to where we need it to be. Pull the image over, we're going to stretch it out and make it fit this canvas, right? So this is going to be the actual file that we upload to Amazon. We just want to make sure that we center it horizontally and vertically, and that we make sure that it fits the right size of the canvas, and it's going to fit nicely on the actual shirt. Now we can actually make adjustments inside of Amazon as well, as you'll see, so it doesn't need to be perfect. Right there. Export as, and we're just going to add on the name of the design, the quote or the saying that's on the design to the very end of this PNG. So we're going to export it. I'm going to go to the end, and then I'm going to say witchy wild. Save. I'm going to delete that one. Another thing that you can do is actually drag on multiple images at once. Let's grab 5 at a time, stick them inside of Photopia. And now over here on the right hand side where this says layers, it's actually going to import 5 different layers for the 5 different images that we just dragged over. And then what we can do is actually hold shift and click on the bottom layer here. And now we have all layers selected. Now I can actually adjust the sizing on all of these. And it's not going to look pretty at first, of course, but we can kind of adjust this, center everything a little bit better. That way we're kind of batching this process together so we don't have to do it manually for every single design. So let's go ahead and go over to Merch by Amazon and go ahead and upload one of these designs and show how we can use artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, to help us optimize the description. We're just going to upload a design here that we have resized, and then it's going to populate on all of these different items here. One thing that we want to do is we want to utilize the fact that ChatGPT and artificial intelligence can actually become an SEO expert for us and help us write our descriptions and our bullet points. So the first thing that we're going to do is actually do a product title, and it's going to basically describe the design, right? So this is a retro Halloween, witchy and wild. We've got bats and full moon. All right, so now we've got our title. What I'm gonna do is actually go over to ChatGPT. If you haven't used it yet, it is free to use. And I'm going to show you a prompt that is going to help us create an SEO optimized listing description to help us actually get more traffic and sales on Amazon. So normally we would have to do a lot of this research ourselves, but we're going to make ChatGPT the SEO expert. So I'm actually just gonna copy the prompt, paste it down here, and then I'm gonna remove the past design that I was working with, right? So I copy and pasted the prompt, put it here, and removed the last design that I had in here, the last design title. Now what I'm going to do is actually grab the title here and paste it back over here into my prompt. So I have a complete prompt now. If you would like to use this prompt, I'm going to include it in the description below for free so that you can implement it in your business and also speed up your success with Merch by Amazon. So I hope that that's useful. Let's see what kind of output we get here. And this is the description that came back. We're actually going to use this part of the output. This down here is telling us the actual SEO terms that it's ranking for. So retro Halloween, witchcraft, full moon, nocturnal creatures. So I'm going to actually take this, put it back over here in the description, and then I'm going to clean up any sort of spacing to make sure everything reads from left to right, line to line, no sort of paragraph indentions or anything like that. It's all just going to be one continuous paragraph here. And now we need to actually select the bullet points that we're going to be working with. So for bullet points, I generally try and highlight about 2 sentences that have a decent amount of search terms in them. So generally I'll start with maybe the first 2 here. Looks really good. Looks like we're about 14 characters over. So sometimes we can trim this down. This design we can say will certainly amplify the most haunting time of the year. And then we can come down here, we can select step into the twilight with this art piece that brings together elements of witchcraft, nocturnal creatures, and full moon's mystique. Whether you're a fan of classic horror or simply love the thrill of Halloween's Eve, this retro design beckons you to embrace your wild side. So hopefully this isn't too long. So for the actual brand, you'll probably just want to reword your title a little bit. Try and make it have maybe a couple keywords that you didn't have in the title itself that are also in your description. So we could say witchcraft, cute, vintage, Halloween, witchy, and wild. And that would basically expose us to some of the keywords we had in the title and then some of the keywords that we had throughout our description. So that gives us a good variety to work with. Now we're going to come up and go through and make sure that all of these look pretty good, that they fit most of the canvas that they can fit on without going over. So we're going to stretch this out just a little further. That goes over the lines, so we're going to make it a little bit smaller. One option is to just use white or black colors throughout everything that you're doing. You can also try and maybe pair it with, for example, this pillow. Maybe you have a vision that it's a pink pillow. You can change the color on the back of this. So obviously you wouldn't want to do something that isn't appealing and your customer wouldn't want. So the easiest thing to do is just white and black, but you can also change the background on all of these products to fit different colors. So again, I'm going to stretch this one out to kind of fit the canvas a little bit better. That's too much. We need to shrink it down. And then we're going to go through all of these products and ensure that the sizing is correct and that the coloring is correct. We don't want the colors to be too far off, right? If the colors are looking weird, like we've got way too many colors in there that don't match with each other, that don't complement each other, then we want to turn those off and make sure that we condense the choices down for our customers. What do I mean? So let's take a look at this zip hoodie. So it doesn't look awful, but it also doesn't look great, right? Let's look at some of these other colors. The red one looks bad. Look at how we can't really see all of the details. Some of them get kind of washed out. The pink, the dark maroon details get kind of washed out by these colors. So we obviously want to take that off. Anything that doesn't look good, the blue doesn't look good. This dark heather gray, nope. Green, we're going to take out. We're going to take out the navy blue and we're going to take the purple. So all we're left with is the heather gray in this case. And why would we want to have less options rather than more? Sometimes people get fatigued by having too many options. If it works, we'll include maybe 3-4 color options for them. If it looks good on more of them, maybe we'll stretch it up to like 6 colors, but we don't want to overwhelm them with too many options, right? So in this case, it's going to be the same thing. It's all going to be the light heather coloring. So we're just going to stretch this out a bit. When it comes to your pricing, you want to make sure you have a decent royalty. I generally try to set my royalties at least $2.50 or higher. A lot of my products, I'm starting to aim for about $4 in royalties or more. Generally, the more expensive that you place yourself, the less sales that you get, but the higher royalty you will generate. However, the lower you place yourself, you can generate more sales, but your royalty is much slimmer. So you might only be generating 20 cents per sale, but you're getting a lot of them. So that's a good strategy to pursue if you're still in merch tier 10, maybe you're in merch tier 100, you're trying to tier up quickly. You might want to go for lower pricing, but if you are going to make money off of merch by Amazon, you need to have at least a 20% royalty, I would say. So in many cases, that's going to end up around the $2.50 to $4 royalty range. And keep in mind that at any moment they could raise the pricing that they have on shirts, and your royalties could go down. So you probably want to allow some room for yourself. For the standard t-shirt, I try and aim for like $20.85, which leaves me with a $5.52 estimated royalty. Even in the UK, I'm looking at a $5.22 estimated royalty. Premium shirt is looking at $22.95, which is still a $6 estimated royalty, which does definitely still sell. So for example, with this premium shirt here, I'm going to include the light blue color, the pink color, grays, whites, and I'm even going to include this orange because it's Halloween. When it comes to youth selections, you want to make sure that if you have anything that's adult themed or anything that might be not appropriate for youth, you definitely want to make sure that you don't include, that you uncheck the box. That way you don't get any designs rejected, because we did all of this work. We want to make sure that this actually goes through and gets approved. All right, so all we had to do is hit publish, and now you can see here Amazon has confirmed that 66 new listings are being submitted for translation and publishing. So guys, if I left anything out, if you have any questions, leave a comment below. Please like the video if you got value from this. Sincerely would appreciate that. And until next time, create something awesome, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.